All right, who are you gonna play?
I
didn't give us any goal, by the way. It's just level.
Should it be like an assassin still, just like?
Oh shit! 1 second. I want you to play a character that you're gonna play in a normal game. So who's that gonna be?
Play Carly.
You're gonna play Kali.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to pick Serket. I don't think that's fair.
Arachne.
All right, I'm gonna play Arachne. So the idea of betting health, and I always talk about Baskin solo lane, because there was nobody better at bluffing than Baskin. When he would walk up and say, "I could kill you," or "I'm gonna just attack you and you're so scared," what he was doing is he was basically just betting his health bar against you, saying to himself, "Okay, I think that I can withstand." By the way, you can build anything, just don't build potions.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go Ninja Tabby. If you want to wait in the base a few seconds, get Warrior Tabby. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that. And then relics as well.
Yeah, relics is fine. Yeah. I'm just gonna hang back and let the creeps hit each other.
Yep.
Will you get here before they die?
Oh yeah, I'm nearly there.
Okay. All right, let's fight. So right there, my bet is better than yours. Why?
Is it just because of like burst?
I healed, and I have a shorter cooldown. So when I walk up, I'm betting, let's say you could have auto-attacked me 3 times there, maybe. I'm betting the 200 damage you could have done to me versus the 300 healing that I'm going to get. I'm betting health against the tower now. Okay, I got your ultimate, and now you're dead. Unless I'm bad, which I'm bad, so. Okay, well, I got your blink. I fucked up, but overall, our mana's pretty even. It looks like you have about 250, I have about 300. And then you don't really have a lot of defensive options at this point.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, I was betting my health bar against your mana bar, right? I was saying to myself, I bet, let's say 600 health max, and I have 1500. I'm going to bet 1600 health right now that he doesn't have enough to jump and stun, right?
Yeah.
If you jumped away, I still had my web, I was going to catch you, right? If you jumped in place, I knew that I could kill you. If you just stunned, you couldn't have got away from me fast enough, plus I still have beads and Aegis. So in my head, I'm saying, okay, I will wager 600 health that I can kill you on this run.
Right.
So between us, right there, notice our health is about even. We both used 2 spells, so the mana's about even. Oh, shit. I didn't think that would kill. See, that's how my bet, I'm like, okay, I was betting in my head, I think I can get his beads, right?
Yeah.
And I did, but I also still had my Aegis up. I still had ways to get out, but I was saying to myself, okay, I bet I can walk away from this, you know, and heal up on the next wave, maybe even take it back, but I can get away with this without having to use my beads, Aegis, or ultimate. Now, what happens if I am correct in that bet?
Then you get a relic out of me for free without having to expend anything.
Right. Now, what happens if I'm wrong?
You die.
Well, I gave my lead away. It's more than just you die. What are the consequences of the death? And in that sense, I gave my lead away. We're both level 14. Yeah, I can't see your experience, but I would imagine you're pretty close to 15.
Yeah, I'm like literally a
Your time will come. You're mine now.
So what are you betting right now?
Yeah, I should have. I think it was like because I, killed last time, it'll get a kill again, which like isn't gonna happen.
Don't let the past dictate the future, unless you're conditioning. Do you know what conditioning means?
Yeah, it's trying to get someone to think the same pattern every time, or to react the same way to a situation.
See how I stayed on the back edge? I was trying to avoid that time you're stunned. I wanted to condition you to use it, but you still didn't get very much damage off me, and you wasted 2 abilities. Our mana's still even, but I still have control. I'm not doing anything super fancy.
No.
I'm just waiting for you to make decisions.
It's kind of every time I'm letting me make the decisions rather than going in aggressive first.
Right. I'm forcing you to take options. Right? And then I think about what options you can take, especially on a character I'm so familiar with.
Yeah.
I wait for those options to appear, and then I try to counter.
You're mine now.
You forgot.
Yeah, I thought I could like stun, lash, and then get the jump off before you're one.
Do you know why I knew that that was going to happen?
Because I've done the same thing every time.
No, that time you did something different, but why did I know that would happen? Think about... Okay, so in that situation, you played very differently than you normally do. What was different?
I aggressed first.
No.
I will suck the
You've made...
immortality.
Okay, so on every wave, you have walked up to my wave, right?
Yeah.
You have shown that you want to at least fight, right? There, you were staying behind your tower when you could see me on the map, and you know I don't have blink. So what does that tell me?
I'm scared.
You're staying out of combat, which could either mean A, you're scared and allows me to get aggressive, or B, you're waiting to blink me. See? See how you're right next to the creeps?
Yeah.
Gotta watch that. When you've been going up to the creeps like that every time, so when I noticed that you were staying back, I thought he could either be scared or he's about to try to blink. It was an easy guess for me. So why did I back up there?
Was it because you thought I was going to go for the wave again? No, because you wouldn't back off because you got pressure. And a
Well,
big
you
lead.
did go for the wave.
No, I mean like I didn't push up all the way like I have been.
Nice toss. See, I was betting right there that you wouldn't fight me. That you would back off and hold these creeps. You would wait for your jump and your stun to try to make sure you can get away from me. What did you forget?
The tower. How low the tower was.
The tower was
So-
low, and that I still had my Aegis. So I wasn't afraid of what you could do. I didn't need to fight. My beads were on cooldown, and you had already seen me use my ultimate, which means I couldn't chase you. You could have just auto-attacked them and walked away for free. Oh, I shouldn't have got this buff. Sorry about that. Doesn't really matter. Nice. The jump was very, very good. I wasn't thinking about your jump. I could have ulted if I wanted to go over it, but I wasn't considering. That was good. All right, so what do I know right now?
That everything I have is down.
Keep
Minus
thinking.
My blink. You know that my blink's down. My blink's up. My beads are down. I have low mana, so I'm gonna have to back.
That
I
is
have
the most
no-
important thing. You have low mana.
Which means you know exactly where I'm gonna be.
Lies on. Your time. Here's my web.
Ah, I see. So you knew that I was going to back, so that's free.
Your middle phoenix is under attack.
I thought I had more creeps. I shouldn't.
Your demons destroyed a middle enemy phoenix.
Well, I know that you're blinking your jumper down. I also know that going this way is going to benefit me more than it will benefit you. Why?
Because the fire creeps.
Oh, yeah. Ah. Doing some shit now.
I'm dead.
I would think so, yeah. You get outplay. Nice job
Yeah, I thought,
keeping your
I thought I
distance
had a
there.
creep, like, I thought I had a wave and a half up there. So I thought if I get the creeps in, I'll be able to get the tower, get the phoenix at the same time, and just kind of trade. But I
Which
like,
wasn't a bad idea, but you needed to... All right, so why didn't you successfully take the Phoenix? Let's see if
I
you can
didn't
figure it out.
commit. I
What?
didn't commit. Was it that I didn't commit? I was kind of half and half. Like I kind of started to back. and
That's a
then
little bit of it. It's because you don't understand, or you didn't think to understand at that exact moment how Phoenixes work. You should have walked in, or you could have blinked in, take 4 or 5 hits, right? Get kind of low, then go back in, tank for the minions.
Yeah, because I knew that you were at mine, so there was no threat of me dying. So
So you got 30 seconds. What are the odds I win?
guaranteed. Pretty
Guaranteed?
much right.
I'd say it's going to be close.
Yeah, I didn't know the creeps were. Actually, your creeps quite far away. So.
That's guaranteed. So again, it's all about betting, right? It's all about saying, I think that I can get away with this. You need to be better about it. You need to be thinking 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. I mean, every video game at a high level is going to be chess, right? Everything is based off of chess, right? If I dangle my pawn out, what moves will he make? Will he look to take it, right? If I leave it in a position, does that mean that I can attack a side that he is opening up to try to attack that pawn? Does he realize that this pawn is poison, right? And if I want to run the route, okay, I think that he realized that it is, so I'm going to leave it out here and then push another side, and then I'm going to move that pawn into a weird space to stop him from being able to take it freely, which is going to, stop his, movement. So right there at the end, I threw babies at you, and then I walked 2 steps in and took a step back, and then you used your stun, right? I'm just thinking to myself, the only chance that he gets away from me here is if he stuns me properly. I know his ultimate's down. So from there, if you jump, I can follow, and even if you are able to get away long enough, I know that you have your blink, but I can still use my ultimate to catch up to you, and then I'll have more babies back up soon. All of these things are going through my head at the same time, and I can see you thinking, okay, how do I get away from him? But you're not considering my options, you're only considering yours.
Yeah. So it's kind of paying attention rather than, my ability to coordinate, pay attention to theirs at the same time and think what they can do in response rather than just thinking what I can do.
A bad player thinks about their options. A good player thinks about their opponent's options. And a great player is going to be able to consider both at the same time, right? Yeah. That's when you really start to do well. So right now you're in that bad player mentality where you think about what you can do, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But you get caught out a lot, especially when you're playing Nemesis, because you're not using your ultimate early enough. You're not considering that they can just blow you up, right? You're thinking, how can I kill? So you have to think of it like this. You have to create an exit strategy for every time you rush in. If I go into this fight, how can I get out of this fight?
Right.
Do you have questions?
A lot of it's wondering as well, like, because I said I feel like I have an issue about like picking around my team, and I was wondering like, is there a better way to do it? Because obviously the way it works, because I don't get much time. I pick like if I play ranked, right? Like you're either top pick most time in jungle, or like you don't get your role, right? So
Sure.
like you kind of always blind picking. So I was
Okay.
wondering, is there a way that like I could help? I can get better at that in a way, or start to think about how, which assassins complement which comps, or is that kind of a
I
something
mean,
that's not going to be doable for ranked? and
I
stuff
think
like
that kind of stuff is important, and I think you tend to learn a lot when you start picking around comps and seeing synergy. But right now, I don't think synergy is the issue. I think intrinsically you're paying attention, right? When we first started playing, I driving striked against the wall, and you confirm the ring off that. Your understanding of how you should apply your abilities is decent, but you have to learn how to do this to opponents when they have the ability to fight back. I've talked about a lot in the past about Duke's Lost math and Kretz math and all this stuff. And one of the reasons that I discredit a lot of what they do is because they're only calculating damage based on if they were fighting a target that's standing still.
Yeah.
Most of the builds that I come up with are specifically designed to fight players who are moving and who are fighting back. It's like, yes, if you throw 3 hits with this on her build, yeah, you're going to kill someone on average because you're going to crit so much. But do you think Habwa is going to let you hit him 3 times in a row? No, he's going to knock you the fuck up and he's going to kill you immediately. So if you get 1 hit off and then you get Wind Demon, is that going to help you as much as, going into a Poison Star and then shutting some of his damage down so he can't kill you ASAP? Well, it also depends on everything else that you're fighting. If you're playing Kali, yes, this specific build is going to give you more movement speed so you can stick to people, but are you killing people fast enough to ensure that they're using defensive options so that you can chase them back down? All of these things have to be considered when you think about that kind of stuff. But for you specifically, it's just start paying attention to your enemy's patterns and behaviors. You were doing pretty good towards the mid, like punishing what I was doing, but at the end, you completely fell apart when you started to panic.
Yeah. I feel like because that's why I was kind of annoyed at my damage, because normally I tend to find if I'm playing in games, I'll be like kind of higher end damage, which obviously as a jungle you should be. And I think, like I said, it might have come down to nervousness a bit as well. But I think it's a lot of the decisions. It's like if I go in and they don't fight back, I'll commit. But if they do, I kind of step back. I think it's kind of as you said, kind of the betting.
Right. They're betting their health bar that you're going to back off, and they're right.
Yeah.
They're bluffing you.
So it's like rather than looking at the lead, I think like, oh, they started fighting back, so that means they can take the win kind of thing, rather than thinking, well, I can just commit to this because I know this is free.
Do you play poker?
No.
You don't know how to play at all?
I played like a bit at school, but not.
Okay, but you understand the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, Ace King suited, right?
Yeah.
So that means that you have 2 very high-ranking cards, right? And you have them suited, right? Which gives you flush draw chance as well, right? I'm not going to tell you what I have. I know what you have, okay? This is going to drop. 7, 8, 9 rainbow, right? That means 7, 8, and 9, all different suits, right? Let's assume that your Ace King suited hits one of those suits. So you have 3 of you have 3 in the same suit, but you have no straight draw. You didn't land any pairs, okay?
Yeah.
Let's say it's just us. Your bet.
In terms of like the value, or like would I bet or pass?
No, this is you. You can bet or check.
Would I check?
Oh, you don't have to type it. You just say check. Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna let's say the blinds were $1, $2. I'm gonna bet $10.
Right. So that would like obviously it could be a bluff that you're confident, or you could think that like you're really confident the blinds are 1, 2, right?
In this situation, you don't know what I have, right? And I don't know what you have. I know that you have Ace King suited, right? But this is the best possible, or I'm sorry, not the best possible. It's one of the top 5 hands in poker, right? You have an amazing hand, but the flop wasn't really your strong suit. Okay, so now pretend the flop's not there. You get this, right? We have to go to see the flop, right? What do you bet? Ace King suited. What does your bet look like? So let's say you're big blind. You're in for 2. I called for 2. Now you have the chance to raise. Do you want to just go into the flop, or do you want to raise?
Would I go into the flop because I haven't got a good one so far? Or would
Well, the flop's not out yet. You have one of the best hands in poker, period, right now.
See, I thought you meant it was still, no, I bet them, right?
Okay.
Probably bet like 10.
Okay, so if you bet 10, what does that tell me?
That I'm confident.
It tells me that you're maybe even a bit overconfident. Now, I don't have every piece of information, but the fact that you're betting over 2 times the pot and you're betting over 5 times the blind, which we'd call a 5-bet, means to me that you either hit something or you're just trying to steal my blind away, right? Which could be an okay thing. But now at this point, without knowing without you knowing my hand, I have to look at my cards and say to myself, okay, if I'm going to bet $10, right, that means I have to try to win this hand. And it doesn't matter what your cards are. It's always about how well you play them. My aunt, she's a professional card player, and she always tells me, if you are willing to bet 10, you need to be willing to bet 100, right?
Yeah.
You have to play the hand. So at this point, I'm not really playing cards. I'm playing you. I'm playing my opponent, right? So if I see you bet $10 and I know, to your play style, like if we were to like kind of attribute the way that you've played Smite over the last hour to a hand, and you bet $10, I would say to myself, he probably has a pretty good hand. Okay, now Tommy, I'm going to bet you $150. I'm going to raise your 10 to 150. That's the maximum amount of money that both of us have.
Yeah.
What do you do?
See, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't risk it.
See, it was worth it for 5 for you. See, if you fold there, that's giving me a lot of information. Either A, you're not going to back up your bluffs, or B, you're not going to back up your cards, right?
Yeah.
If you have one of the best hands in poker and you're like, wow, if you have to ask yourself, I mean, ace king suited by a lot of times is considered the 5th best hand in poker, right? Because you have aces suited, aces not suited, kings suited, kings not suited, ace king suited, right? If you have a top 5 hand in poker versus every kind of thing that you could possibly get, and we've only been playing for a little while, and you bet 10, and then I go all in and you don't call me, that either means you bluffed badly, and I know I'm going to know what to look for now, or you're not willing to back up your cards. If I were to, again, attribute the way that we played Smite, given the way that you just played cards, I know for a fact that you were confident in those cards, but you're not confident in the bet itself. I wouldn't even have to look at my cards to win money from you.
Right.
There was
Just the confidence.
There was a program that people used to download, not Aces. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying that. It's been a long day. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, man, that was really stupid. Yeah, aces and kings can't be suited. I'm being stupid. But either way, the idea is there was a program, right? And what this program did, it was like an overlay you put over your games online. And what it would do is it would tell me the percentage of the time that you would bet and fold, right? It would tell me how much you bet, how often you bet, when you folded. If I bet you, would you fold off of it? All of those things were like constant and kind of hard for people who didn't use it to deal with. So what you would do is you would go in and you go into a cash game and you just sit out and you just run this program, right? And it would just allow you to gain information. This guy has folded 70% of the flops that he has gone into. So what that tells me is I can go in, and if it's my bet and we're both on the flop, I can just bet the pot, right? And if I'm wrong and he raises me or continues going on, I should know at that point that he is willing to play this all the way to the end because he has a very good hand and he's willing to play confidently, right? But I can do this, and I'm going to win 70% of the times that we go down, which means even though I'm betting that money early, I'm going to win it in the end. So the way that you're playing is similar to that kind of person. When you're confident, you're aggressive, right? When you're not confident, you just hang back. You kind of give everything away. I know we're past the hour, but I want to do it one more time just to show you
Yep.